What's up, guys? Welcome to the Saturday show. Now, on Saturdays, I like to go back through the week of Newswave, see what you guys had to say about the different topics that we talked about throughout the week. It's a lot of fun to see what you guys have to say, and we're going to be streaming XO18 later on today, so make sure you check that out. Starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so we'll go live a little bit before then, and hoping Microsoft has some interesting stuff to say in that Inside Xbox that they have been building up for quite a while now, right? We see it on Twitter all the time. You know, Phil Spencer is going to be there and everything, so we're hoping for something that's interesting, something of substance announced there, but we'll see about that one. First, guys, we're going to start with a little bit of quick news, but as always, make sure you like the video if you like these types of videos and everything. It does help out a lot with YouTube. We're going to start with Fallout 76. It's out this week, November 14th, I believe, since they like to drop their games on Wednesday, apparently. But, so, Fallout 76. This is really funny. The game is 45 gigabytes when you download it, right? Well, surprise, surprise, there's a day one patch. How large do you think that day one patch is? If you said anything less than 54 gigabytes, you are wrong, because the day one patch is larger than the game. Yeah, that's where we are now. So you're going to get the disc, you're going to take it home, you're going to pop it in, it's going to install, and then it's going to download a day one patch that's larger than the game. So it's hard to keep a straight face talking about this thing, you know, because it's like, this game has a lot of bugs, it had a lot of issues in beta, and here we are now with a 54 gigabyte day one patch staring us down right now. As far as we can tell, this is what's detailed for the PlayStation 4 version, based on what I saw with Red Dead Redemption 2, where there were different file size types and amounts between the two. The Xbox One version could be a different size, could be smaller, could be larger. It's hard to say. Right now, we do know if you if you download the game, I don't know if you have to download a 45 gigabyte and then a 54 gigabyte, or the one that you download is already pre-patched, because I remember Call of Duty did something similar to this. But it's Fallout, there were a lot of bugs, a lot of concerns about security, a lot of concerns about the game just functioning, and a 54 gigabyte day one patch. Let's hope they fixed a bunch of stuff, but it's probably still just going to be broken when it comes out. Let's be real here. Starting off the week, on Monday, we went over a weird situation surrounding dislikes disappearing from the Diablo Immortal trailer on YouTube. After the announcement at BlizzCon, fans pushed back big time, and it seems like Blizzard was trying to damage control the situation as best they could. Angid says, somehow Blizzard didn't understand that people paid to come to BlizzCon. They took time out of their schedule. You fill a room of PC Master Race men and women and announce a cash grab mobile game. What do you expect? What's interesting, though, is we've been finding out more and more about the situation as it's been unfolding. They expected some backlash, some pushback. I don't know why you're announcing that in the first place if that's what you're expecting. You're showing it off to the wrong people then. Again, if this was announced anywhere else other than a place where people have legitimately spent thousands of dollars to get to, if you wanted to watch it, there was like a virtual ticket or something you had to buy, and it was like $50, and it's like, what? Most time you would expect this stuff to just be streamed and out there, but there was a lot of stuff that you had to go through if you wanted to, I guess, participate, be a part of everything. Obviously, flying there, driving there, hotels and all that stuff, or just the virtual ticket. People paid to go there to see this mobile game shown, and it's not necessarily that it's just a mobile game, it's that it came off instantly as a reskin of a game that's been made several times over by NetEase. So not only did they show them a game that appeared to be a cash grab mobile game, they showed them a game that appeared to be a cash grab mobile game that was lazily designed and put out there. Now, they've come out to say that they have been building it from the ground up, but it still looks very similar to NetEase's stuff. And I really don't have an issue with anyone going there and booing this, because they paid to go there. They expect to be entertained and to see some cool stuff that they want to see. They didn't want to see mobile stuff, so they booed. It's similar if you go to a concert. Let's say you're going to like a Metallica concert. You're going there maybe to see some of their classics, or maybe they have a new song or something, and come out and they play Wheels on the Bus. You're probably going to boo. You should. You're the consumer, and, that's your money. Tuesday, we talked about Smash Bros. Ultimate leveraging cloud saves with Nintendo's online service. While some first-party titles are not using cloud saves, such as Splatoon 2, it's been confirmed several times now leading up to release that Smash will let you back up your saves. Taxo says, question, Tropical Freeze or Dead Cells? I'm looking for a new Switch game at the moment. If money's not an issue and you really don't care about the price differential between the two, because Dead Cells 25 and DK is 60, so almost 2.5 times the price almost, you go with DK Tropical Freeze. It's just a very very good platforming game. It's probably one of the best ones, to be honest, and it was kind of left behind on the Wii U. It's still okay, but it's been doing better on the Switch. Yes, the price is higher than the Wii U version. I mean, if you have a Wii U, you can get that for like less than 20 bucks used some places, but I understand people are getting on the Switch because of that portable nature. I get it. Also, keep in mind, Black Friday, Tropical Freeze is going to be $35 at Walmart. So if you're not in a hurry right this second, you can wait a few weeks. I mean, $35 is a pretty good deal for that game on the Switch, based on obviously what it normally sells for. At $60, Dead Cells is interesting. You've seen videos. I've done a video here twice on it, actually, because I played it on PC when it was in early access way back when. Actually, it was about a year and a half ago. But Dead Cells is interesting because, of course, it's a roguelike game where you keep going back and forth over and over and over again, unlock more stuff. It's hard. It's a 2D platformer technically as well, with more action, but I could see why you might get burned out on it, whereas Tropical Freeze keeps throwing new stuff at you. So personally, I would say Tropical Freeze, but you really can't go wrong with either of them. Fork Knife says, sad that it's news that a game has cloud saves. That's kind of the situation we're in now with the online service. The online service for Nintendo, of course, lacks features for certain games like Splatoon 2. Pokemon Let's Go, by the way, of course, does not have cloud saves. And that's kind of where we are now. We're not sure what does and what does not support it until they tell us. We can't assume that every single first-party title uses cloud saves. I put out on Twitter that it was using cloud saves, and people were relieved that it was getting cloud saves. Like, it was, it was a big deal, and that's, I guess, because it's Smash and it is a big deal. It's probably, I guess it is the biggest game that Nintendo's putting out this year. Yeah, you would hope cloud saves would be there. There was a sigh of relief that I noticed when it started coming out again. It was confirmed a long time ago. No one really looked at it, but here we are now coming up to release. There it is again on the shop when they officially put it there and cloud save supported. Cool. So yeah, I get what you're saying there, that cloud save shouldn't be news, but I mean, it's hard to say now where we are with this online service and these cloud saves, because we never know what's even going to work, even though it's first party. I think all first party titles should just work automatically with cloud saves because it's your online service, that's your game, so make it work. But we'll see going forward, and especially in the next year, if maybe the next Pokemon game, 2019, their new one, the mainline one, quote unquote, will use cloud saves, but it seems like it probably won't. I'd be more curious if something like Splatoon 3, whenever that comes out in the far future, will use it, because Splatoon 2 was built incorrectly to leverage cloud saves. Wednesday, we talked about Best Buy teasing Smash Bros. Demos being installed at select Best Buy stores across the United States. While I haven't been able to confirm myself if a store near me has a demo available, it shouldn't be much longer before they announce its availability to play in store, leading up to December release. Austin says, should have put the demo on the eShop. So there's still time for them to do some sort of online stress test demo, and I think based on Smash Bros. History online, they could really use one, because this is going to be a massive release for them. Smash has really not been great online, like, ever, and I think they would actually get a lot of data and a lot of ways to kind of get ready and prepare outside of the release by having a beta. I'm not really sure why they haven't done that yet. Maybe they're worried about data mining or something. At this point, we know all the characters are going to be there leading up to launch. They've told us this is the starting roster, and they should put it out there and say, look, that we're going to do it on these 2 days. You log in for 3 hours. We're going to stress test this thing, because a lot of people will log in to play it, and we're going to see how this holds up. I'm concerned that if they don't do one leading up to launch, because there's still, like I said, a few weeks, they could announce it whenever and we all show up, right? We all will go to play Smash Bros. To try it out. I'm concerned if they don't do it, it's going to have a poor launch online. I hope I'm incorrect about that, because I don't want Smash to have a poor launch online and have bad performance and everyone's really annoyed by it. So I would like to see them do it, but yes, you're right. They should have a demo on the store, like everything else they've done. They did it with Splatoon. They did it with ARMS. I remember they did it with Mario Tennis. They've done it with a lot of these games, so why not Smash? Thursday, we saw Blizzard reps talk about how some of their best developers are now creating games for mobile devices. Also, it looks like Nintendo is hiring more people to work on an unannounced Zelda game. Cajun Bowser says, expect the same Breath of the Wild engine with some fundamental changes to the dungeons and gameplay tweaks for the next Zelda game. Wouldn't be surprised if it were announced next year and released in 2020. They're going to go that route if they really want to get it done and out, a couple years after Breath of the Wild releases. Breath of the Wild's still selling pretty well. I don't think they need a new Zelda game like in 2020, like right away, because pretty much everyone who buys a Switch does look at something like either Zelda, Mario Odyssey, or Mario Kart, or a combination of those, or eventually they just get any of those because they're all good games. They've all sold over 10 million copies, so it's still selling. Like, Zelda Breath of the Wild will continue to roll along. They call it an evergreen title because it is. So I don't think they need to rush one out, and I don't think they need to use the Breath of the Wild engine. Again, my biggest thing about that is the Breath of the Wild engine, when they were developing it, they had the Wii U in mind. They didn't really have the Switch in mind, and they had to pretty much move it over to the Switch. I would like to see them make a Zelda game with a new engine and everything and base it on the Switch specifically, right? Build it for the Switch, because you know whenever the next Switch is going to come out, it's probably using a Tegra that is more compatible than the Switch's Tegra was to the Wii U's PowerPC madness that they use there. I would like to see them just go back to the drawing board, build it. We don't need one right now. You could have another team even design a top-down Zelda game, like in the sense of Link Between Worlds. They could do something like that and put that on the Switch just to tide people over. So I hope they don't rush it and feel like they have to put out another one. Breath of the Wild is good enough to stand on its own for a while, and I would like to just see them do something with the Switch that's different from what they did with Breath of the Wild. That's my personal opinion. I know some people want more Zelda right away, and I get it, but I think we can still let this game breathe a bit, and they can spend more time, possibly up to 4 years, working on another Zelda game on the way out for the Switch. It could come out towards the end of its life, but it would still work. They could probably still port it, release 2 of them or something like they did this one on the next system, because it's probably ought to be Tegra-based. Finally, on Friday, YouTube hit the Switch and brought a very responsive and pretty snappy application, actually, to the system, enabling users to watch videos on the Switch and even fake some game releases with gameplay footage in handheld mode. RF Daniel says, leaks are saying that the next Direct will be on the 15th or on the 29th. So this is something that keeps going around. Remember, we did a video here the third week in October, it's like October 20th, I think, where we talked about hearing that there could possibly be 2 Directs in November, right? We get the Smash Direct, and there's still this last one that's kind of lingering, some kind of event. It could be a mini, it could just be a full Direct, it could be a game-specific Direct. It's hard to say. I don't think it'll be a game-specific because that was the last Smash Direct, so it's going to be maybe an Indies thing, maybe. It could be a mini. It could just be a full Direct. That's kind of where we are right now. People are saying it could be those dates because we're looking at Thursdays, but keep in mind it could also be Tuesdays. They can announce on a Monday, and then here it is Tuesday, announce on a Monday, here it is Wednesday. Thursday is always the one day of the week that we always look at and say, that could be a Direct. And the reason they're saying a 15th, it could be a 15th, but keep in mind Let's Go is the day after, right? The 15th, if they have something else for Let's Go to announce, that would be a good day. Otherwise, the 29th is, I think, the last day that they could have a Direct. But again, if it's a mini, I think it could drop any time throughout the week as just a shadow drop. Boom. There it is on YouTube. Go watch it. Of course, these are technically rumors, but man, everybody is talking about there being a second Direct in November. Gaming Intel is putting serious faith in that idea. Like, go read some of their columns. They are very, very sure, apparently, that there is another Direct of some kind in November. But we talked about it a while ago. I've been kind of in a wait-and-see mode at this point after making the video. So, hey, we'll see what happens. And guys, that's going to do it here for Saturday's show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you liked it, dislike it if not. And since you made it to the end of the video, we got XO coming up later on this afternoon. And keep in mind, Microsoft has these rumors floating around about Obsidian, but they don't have to just buy Obsidian today. It sounds like there might be another studio out there, so keep that in mind going into the XO event later on today. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.